Give me the next 10 or 15 minutes and I'll save you a lifetime of misery. Before we get started, it is true. In the last 6 weeks alone, we have 27 wins, 0 losses for more than 350% returns. Yes, it is true that on this very channel, in the last half dozen videos, I gave you DFLI, DVLT, and CAS, currently known as IPST. Every single one of those 3 stocks tripled as of this morning. When's the last time a YouTuber gave you not 1, not 2, but 3 stocks that tripled in less than a week? Answer, never. But that's not why I'm here today. I've done my best over the last several years to explain we are in the greatest secular bull market in human history. Flying cars and trips to motherfucking Mars. And I cannot stress enough that you must remove yourself from negativity. You must turn off the fake news. You must get the fuck away from negative Debbie Downers, even if it's in your own family. Because while we are in a bit of a corrective phase right now, recent low on the Q's 588.50, 602 and small change on the high today. That remains the same until we go either up and through to new highs or break down 588.50 over the course of the next few weeks. I am presently buying 7 stocks across the board. In case you haven't figured it out yet, I like to be early. And while DFLI, DVLT, and IPST took off quickly, and again, in case you didn't hear me, tripled, that's not the norm. You don't often get a full position that way. I love to build over a 2 or 3 week period, buy a stock 10, 15, 20 times or more, and then wait approximately a month and a half. In the last 27 wins and 0 losses, 35%, meaning $5,000 trades in and out 27 times would have made you, wait for it, $48,600 in a month and a half. And how much of that would you have paid me? Not a fucking dime. Because early in August, we were running a free trial. And while those are over, and the current pinned comment is the promo code for the rest of this year, you could have made a fucking fortune. What would 50 grand do to you and your family? Or if you trade smaller size, how about 5, 10, or 15,000, like a lot of folks that have signed up in the last 6 to 8 weeks inside the Discord? This is demographically no different than 1990. When the boomers back then were being driven by the internet that Al Gore invented, it's now millennials and Gen Z, along with AI, which according to Goldman Sachs is 3 times more powerful than the internet. And yet everywhere you look, and it's going to get worse in January, February, and March, when much of the Fortune 500 starts to offload or lay off 10 to 15% of their workforce as a result of AI, you must get away from the negativity. I cannot stress that enough. You don't get what you want in this life. You get what you are. You cannot be vibrating at a level of scarcity because you're hanging around the misery loves company crowd and expect to get rich. You pay me a grand total of $2 a fucking day, not only to do a half a dozen videos inside the Discord every weekday of the year, not only to deliver a 27-0 track record in the last 6 weeks for over 350%, 15x in the last 2 years and small change, but I can see around corners. I can keep you from panicking like 4 months ago when I said the fake trade war was the buying opportunity for a lifetime. And because we merge long-term buy and hold ETFs with short-term aggressive trading in small cap stocks, it's the holy motherfucking grail. And I don't allow, both with myself or anyone in that Discord, an ounce of negativity, of fear, of doom and gloom. Doesn't survive. This is the top of the second. We've got 10 more years of massive melt up. The Fed is increasing the M2 money supply like you've never seen. They are going to cut in October and again in December and one more time before Powell says, I'll see you later in May, and Trump brings in an even bigger lackey that wants to bring mortgage rates, according to the two frontrunners, back down to 3%. And I'm telling you, once we get beyond the holidays, they're going to start whacking people. And the fake news led by CNN and MSDNC is going to be throwing Trump under the bus. But you know what's really going to be happening behind the scenes? Corporate America, because of AI and its productivity gains, is going to have profitability go through the fucking roof. They're going to be leaner, meaner than ever before. And while it's going to be sad to watch, friends of yours in your own community being laid off by the millions and eventually billions before this AI bubble pops 10 years or thereabouts from now, you and I have an opportunity to get filthy motherfucking rich. And as far as I'm concerned, it's your last chance. Because 10 years from now, when the millennials are like the boomers were in 2000 and they start to retire in droves, and we've got 60, if not $70 trillion of debt, a bankrupt Social Security system, and an AI, in many cases malicious at that point, which has replaced a third, if not more, of human capital, we are going to have the crash of a motherfucking lifetime. The entire world is going to simultaneously go bankrupt. And guess what's going to happen? You and me are going to get even more rich. That fucking link below, which will ultimately cost you $2 a day, is perhaps the greatest opportunity of your fucking lifetime. I still pee on the fucking toilet seat. I can't change a tire to save my own life, and don't get me to mow the lawn or pay my taxes or do my taxes, excuse me, because I have no idea how. But when it comes to making money, making sense of what's really going on in the stock and in some cases the crypto market, especially with the case of Bitcoin and Ethereum, there is no more motherfucking better than this guy right here. In closing, the next few weeks, choppy, sideways to down. We had a bearish outside reversal. The Qs poked their head up and through 602, back down last week's low at 598 and change. The bullish crossover on the MACD, and I realize that doesn't make a lot of sense to most of you, but it does me, has just uncoupled, meaning we're probably going lower in the near term, especially with respect to small caps as we await more data in the jobs market. But you must, whether you fucking do business with me or not, you must get away from these fucking Harry Dents, rich dad, poor dad, Ty Lopez motherfuckers of the world that are stealing your fucking money by the tune of millions, and you must listen to a guy for $2 a day. If I was the fucking crook that some people have claimed I am, don't you think I'd be charging a hell of a lot more than that? This is it. This is it. Your last great chance to make money on the long side. You're going to be scared shitless watching the news in a few months. And the entire method of their madness is to steal your house, your cars, your crypto, everything they can get their fucking hands on, because they know what the real plan is. To jack up the money supply, lower interest rates so we can not only stave off a fucking recession, but pay the interest on our debt. And when they're as fat as they can fucking be 10 years from now, because just like the great Tom Lee said, we're going to have a secular rollover and all those people are going to start to retire. And when you add in the fact that the 18 to 35-year-olds haven't even been fucking for the last 12 months, half of them haven't gotten laid in the last year, what's on the other side of that 10 years from now is going to be Arm-a-fucking-geddon. Till next time. Always remember that I love you, and I hope to see you take advantage of the pinned comment below. Thanks for watching.